Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, here I am Dian Octaviani from X4G with NPM 202112500904. So today I'm going to talk about multiple births, especially in USA. What is multiple births? Multiple births is culmination of one multiple pregnancy wherein the mother gives birth to two or more babies. In humans, the average length of pregnancy are 2 weeks fewer than gestation or 32 weeks. Multiple births are much more common today than they were in the past. According to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, the twin birth rate has increased by over 75% since 1980, and triplet, quadruplet, and high-order multiple births have increased at an even higher rate. There are more multiple births today in part because more women are receiving infertility treatment, which carries a risk of multiple pregnancy. However, since the first publication in 1998 of the American Society for Reproductive Medicines, who outlines on number of embryos transferred, the number of treatment-related pregnancies with triplets or more has decreased dramatically. Also, more women are waiting until later in life to attempt pregnancy. And older women are more likely than younger women to get pregnant with multiples, especially with fertility treatment. Although major medical advances have improved the outcomes of multiple births still are associated with significant medical risks and complications for the mother and children. So next, certain factors appear to increase the likelihood that a woman will naturally conceive multiples. This includes the first is mother's age. Women over 35 are more likely to have multiples than younger women. And the second is mother's use of fertility drugs. Approximately 35% of pregnancies arising through the use of fertility treatment such as IVF involve more than one child. And the next is the risk of multiple births. The first is premature birth and low birth weight. Babies born from multiple birth pregnancy are much more likely to result in premature birth than those from single pregnancies. 51% of twins and 90% triplets are born preterm compared to 9.4% in singletons. 40% of twins and 41% of triplets are even born very preterm compared to 1.7% in singletons. And drugs known as beta mimetics can be used to relax the muscle of the uterus and delay birth in singleton arm pregnancies. There is some evidence that these drugs can also reduce the risk of preterm birth for twin pregnancies, but existing studies are small. More data is required before solid conclusion can be drawn. Likewise, existing studies are too small to determine if a surgical is effective for reducing prematurity in cases of multiple birth. And the second risk is cerebral palsy. Cerebral palsy is more common among multiple births than single births, being 2.3 per 100 survivors in singletons, 13 in twins, and 45 in triplets in Northwest England. This is likely a side effect of premature birth and low birth weight. And the third is incomplete separation. So for further information, multiples may be monochorionic, sharing the same chorion with resultant risk of twin transfusion syndrome. Monochorionic multiples may even be monoamniotic, sharing the same amniotic sac, resulting in risk of umbilical cord compression and nuchal cord. In very rare case, there may be conjoined twins, possibly impairing function of internal organs. And the last one is mortality rate or stillbirth. Multiples are also known to have a higher mortality rate. It is more common for multiple births to be stillbirth, while for single stone the risk is not as high. A literary review on multiple pregnancies show a study done on one set each of septuplets, and octuplets. Two sets of sextuplets, 8 sets of quintuplets, 17 sets of quadruplets, and 228 sets of triplets. By doing this study, Haman found that the mean gestational age, or how many weeks when birth, at birth was 33.4 weeks for triplets and 31 weeks for quadruplets. This showed that stillbirth happens usually 3 until 5 weeks before the woman reach full term, and also that for sextuplets or higher, it almost always ends in that of fetus. Though multiples are at greater risk of being stillborn, there is no conclusive evidence whether the actual mortality rate is higher in multiples than in singleton. And next is how to support a mom of multiples. Okay, you can do with the food. Okay, food should be a love language, shouldn't it? Food is a good way to show support. Many moms of multiples mention how grateful they were for freezer meals, frozen burritos, and muffins to freeze. These ideas should be added on top of the typical bring that mama some dinner. Several moms receive consistent dinners for several months after giving birth. However, I would suggest to bring meals even after that. Remember, meals don't have to be elaborate. Mom just need to have food available and ready to eat because moms of multiples don't always have the time or energy to cook and eat. And in the house, so get cleaning. Do as much as you can around the house. Helping with the kitchen and laundry should be your priorities, as those were mentioned quite a bit when we poke moms of multiples. The idea is to take the mama's laundry and bring it back clean and folded for her. Also, please note that offering to hold the baby while she cleans is not the same thing. Let the mama rest. Holding baby is easy. Cleaning while exhausted is not. And next is sleep. Help when you know there is an extra sets of hand. For instance, if you know a mom's partner works late on a given night, plan to be there for her on that night. Whenever possible, over to let mom sleep, watch her baby so she can take the time to take care of her own sleep needs. The jackpot for any new mom is good night's rest if you are able to take night shift or multiple, so mom could sleep at night. That will make a word or difference in that mama's life. And then it's tending other kids. Taking care of two or more new babies is don't enough. But add in additional children, and that's don't not overwhelming. Many moms mention gratitude for help with other children. Whether that meant watching the older child for 30 minutes so she could shower or several hours so she could sleep. And the most important is social interaction. So a suggestion that was mentioned multiple times was to be available to talk. A mom of multiples can feel incredibly isolated, and adult conversation goes a long way. One mom loved that she was brought lunch and had to talk left uh, her friend during the time, and also prepare her gut C-section or surgical procedure and an ICU for her baby. Okay, and the conclusion of this, the conclusion is multiple births having higher risk than single births or even twins births. But education about the risk is crucial prior to treatment. Handling from medical and support from families are the key of the reduction the risk of multiple births. Alright everyone, thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you next time.